What's up, everybody? How's it going? Feel free to, so the mics are muted, but feel free to ask any questions in the chat box for sure, and I'll go over them at the end of the video. We're gonna just wait a second for people to get on, and yeah, and so what I'm doing is going over the setups for the week, and I'm going to start doing more lives going into 2020. And you know, I think it's going to be a good year. And the fact that it is the end of the season, I think most people aren't expecting much volatility, but you never know. So I want to go over that as well. So let me share my screen. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions in the chat box. Let's see here. And yeah, so this is what we're looking at right now for the upcoming week. You know, so we have GDP out of Canada tomorrow, and we also have some durable goods orders from the US. So, you know, we could get some moves tomorrow. You never know. And like I was saying, you know, I said this last week that it doesn't take much volatility to really push the market around right now. So you never really know when something might be happening. So let's see here. And if you're wondering about what it's going to look like for the rest of the week, so definitely Tuesday, everything's pretty much down for Christmas, and we got Christmas, which is Wednesday. Thursday, things will still be slow the day after Christmas, but Friday the 27th, we could have a bit of a move in the commodities. So we're going to be looking at oil here, and we're also going to be looking at you know, could see a move in gold, and that's definitely what I want to talk about right now is the outlook on potential moves in the gold market for sure. So let's pull up my charts here, and I have this set up, which is definitely one that I like. And so if we go to, this is the Swiss yen, CHF, JPY, and we're in a nice trade here in the VIP group. This is on the weekly chart. And so you can see this goes back to 2015. And when you're looking at your charts on a weekly basis, it's best to go out from long term and then into smaller time frames, and you can see more, you can get more perspective about what it is that's going on in the markets, and it's so good, so important to get that big view and then shrink it down into smaller sizes. So it's going to take a lot for this to break out. You can see now it's already been rejected. So here we are on the weekly. We go down to daily, and sometimes when you like change to the time frames, they kind of get pushed around. And so here we are on, you can see how big of a rejection that was on this trend line. So we hit our 20 pip target, and now we're down to our 50 or 40 pip target. And with the 100 pip, we have multiple entries here, our 100 pips into view pretty well. And so if we go to the RSI, you know, we're overbought territory big time. And you can see here, and I like to use, I start putting my momentum indicator in here with the RSI. And so the momentum is the black line. RSI is the red line. And a lot of times we'll see the sell-off before in the momentum before it happens in the RSI. So this is a good system to use. Like, so say we're looking at divergence here. Say we're looking at divergence and you see the black line, how it already sold off real strongly before you could see the move. See that right there. You can see prices still moving up, but we see the sell-off here and in the momentum. So, you know, that's a big sign of a reversal before it happens. So momentum's good to use, and I think it's pretty helpful indicator. So you can see we got this sell-off in Swiss yen, but it hasn't quite happened in the dollar yen. But I think it's right around the corner, not like I said this week. But Monday, you know, we could see a little bit, so we could see some moves starting on Monday. But the thing is, you can see we're in multiple entries here in our VIP group as well. But here we are on the daily chart. Very similar here to this descending triangle formation, and we had breakdown, downtrend, ascending wedge, and we broke out of it here. We broke out of the ascending wedge and retested, and now we're still trading on the back side of it. And this, I've had this like gray box here for months now. I'll take this off here so you can see a little bit better. And this is a huge area, and as long as we are inside this box, I think, you know, US dollar JPY to the short side is going to be the better play for sure. So I really like that. And this is going into the new year, right? So we might not see anything happen this week. Probably won't, because it's Christmas. But going into next week, and welcome to everybody who just hopped on for sure. Appreciate it. I just did a little intro. You didn't really miss much. I was talking about Swiss yen and the dollar yen. So that's where we are. And so let's take a longer look on the dollar index. So we had a nice bounce on Thursday and Friday. Some dollar strength coming in the market here. But you can see, so I have nice, like, our fanning trend lines here, mapping this out the way it's going. And you can see we're, you know, broken down. Or I should say really trying to break down from this big pattern that we had, you know, pretty much going for 2 years now. And this is pretty much the exact opposite of Euro USD. You can see we got a nice kind of bounce here on the dollar index, but it's more just bouncing into, let's see where it went. Bouncing into what was support level and is now resistance. So if we're talking about this on a longer time frame, on a weekly time frame, see, we're below this major level of support and resistance here. So if we start to get some downside, then that would be a good opportunity for, and Euro USD got a big dip on, we're back down to 110.80, 110.74. It's quite the breakdown here. But we still have this 110 level, which was just holding super strong. So I don't see us getting there this upcoming week at all. But the thing is you know, maybe we can get back above this trend line going into 2020. So crazy, it's 2020. So the thing is, I think if we look at this on a long term, I think the bottom is in on Euro USD. You know, we started break down, like huge downtrend, and we're slowly seeing a move up again here. You know, you can see how RSI is pointing higher. And this is on the daily chart. And this would make for a super nice base here. Potentially, no, I wouldn't call this an inverted head and shoulders, but it looks kind of like it, but it's not close enough together to be a head and shoulders. But I think the bottom looks like it's in here. So this is going to be a big level. Probably won't see much action until 2020, or at least till next week on it. You can see how we broke down another level. So, you know, if we have our fanning trend lines mapping this out here. So, you know, probably we'll just kind of hover around here. We're at 110.80. We get back above 111, 111.20. That's going to be super strong for Euro USD. So, but the biggest thing I want to talk about is definitely gold and silver here. So I've been talking about gold nonstop pretty much, and we're in this huge bullish flag pattern here. If we have a long-term view of what this could look like, right? So this is a bull flag. And like I said at the start of this video, it's so important to get along. Like the more and more, the longer I've been trading, the more I'm starting to go to the long-term charts, and I can really kind of trust my analysis more when I'm thinking long-term. And so here we are. This is straight up bullish flag pattern, right? And we've been just kind of carving our way out. And just like your USDJPY, we're in this huge kind of crucial zone right here. But you can see how this one 1473, this blue line here, if you're mapping out your support levels, 1473, put it down. This is a super critical layer of support here. And you can see how the support's held, right? That's this blue line here. And we got dojis, and this is because of a lot of lack of liquidity here. But we're just about to explode to one side or the other for sure. And I think the market's really waiting on to see what happens in the S&P 500 for this move. If we go to the 4-hour, right, this was the first false breakout, right? And so if you remember this, I remember it pretty vividly. We are well above the false breakout, right? So because this is what it looked like back in October, and we broke down back below, and now we're back in this kind of diagonal zone here, and inching our way to this breakout point where the rejection was. So if we can get above there, we close above, I would say, this high where the fractal is, and that's 1485, 1486. We close above there, it's going to be a big deal. And then if we close above this high, which we made back around November 9th, 15, 13, we get above that, oh man, this is gone. And so let's take a look back what that would look like on a daily chart and a weekly chart. And I have this red line here. So typically, you know, like hypothetically, and the way in every technical analysis book, if you have a bullish flag, which is this is the like definition of it, the breakout from that flag will be the equivalent to the flagpole. And so, you know, you could kind of debate on where that is. But I mapped it out here, And, you know, a kind of a conservative guess would put us up around 1,700, which would be just an incredible rally. I know I've been talking about this forever, but you know, I think it's for such a big move. I think it's taking a super big congestion period to make it happen. So, and one clue that we have that happened last week that perhaps this has already started is it looks like silver's really trying to lead the way here. And so silver is in more of a descending triangle rather than a bullish flag. You could draw it a couple different ways here, but you can see how we've already are testing this breakout point here for silver. So you know, it's hard to say now because it's holiday trading. There's a lot less liquidity in the market, but it wouldn't take much. It wouldn't take much money to go in to really kind of push the market around when there's not much moving it right now. And so if we go to a 4-hour chart here, this would, you could argue the breakout's already begun. So maybe silver would lead the way here and really start it out, and then gold would follow suit. And so with the descending wedge, just like I drew that flagpole on gold, right? So that would be the flagpole and silver. But you know, for a descending wedge, typically the breakout will at least be to the top here. So these would be our scenarios for targets. We can go to weekly chart. Which that would have us breaking us out above this level. And if that happens, man, that would be a huge turn for silvers, for metals. And that would mean, I don't think the stop would be 1,700 for gold, but it would be probably much higher. So but you know, that's all hypothetical stuff, but you know, that's why it's important to have a longer term view of what's going on here. And you know, former highs 1940, around 1900, and you know, that's certainly possible again. For sure, depending on who knows what 2020 holds, right? So new re-election, man, there's no telling. And then also, so you know, we have the S&P 500 here, which is all-time highs, just ripping higher, overbought in the RSI on the weekly chart, overbought. But not that stopped it before. All you have to do is look at the conditions here, you know, and so it hasn't stopped it in the past from going higher. And so that's why it's not really, it's hard to say that, okay, well, you know, we're divergent here. We're really not even diverging anymore, to be honest. So this thing could still push higher. So a lot of people that I follow are saying that the move in gold and silver will happen at the same time that the S&P 500 turns around. So let's talk about USD CAD, because we have some Canadian data on tomorrow, and that could be the big mover for the day. And you know, despite the dollar strength this last Friday and super bad numbers out of Canada, we still got some Canadian dollar strength. CJ, we're in a trade in VIP right now for CAD JPY, and I'm pretty sure I sent this to the free group. And I still like this trade for the reason that you can see we're at this kind of horizontal or this diagonal support resistance line, and we have this these highs here, but RSI is diverging and momentum is really falling off right here. And this is why I sent this trade out, because I was following the momentum indicator. And like I said, if you stack the momentum on top of the RSI, I'm gonna do a more straight up video about this and put it in the training academy. But typically momentum will lead the way and show a reversal before it happens. So so yeah, I think, you know, I'll still be trading. I'll still be all week. I'll be available if you have any questions. And let's take a look at, so this is this upcoming week, right? So obviously this is Christmas here. And then Monday of next week could be China will definitely move markets around. We have New Year's Day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. It's pretty much going to be game on. I'd say Thursday and Friday next week. We have non-farm payroll, first non-farm payroll of the year. I think it's going to be a pretty good one, to be honest. And I think volatility could take off like a rocket. So yeah, so it's going to be exciting, man. There's a lot in the pipeline for sure. And also, so people that aren't in the United States, if you'd like to join via our broker or new broker, you can join with TO Markets. They're regulated. They're out of the UK, and they have a great reputation. If you have any questions, all you have to do is join with my link and fund your account, and you can have access to signals and my training. And you know, because I wasn't going to do the training, but I want you to win, man. I really, really do. And 2020 is going to be a great year. It's a good time. It's the best time to set goals. Not necessarily resolutions, but really like what do you want it to look like? What do you want the year to look like? New opportunities. And it's all on you. So thanks to everybody that got on. Shoot me a message on Telegram if you have any questions. I'm looking for the chat box here. I can't seem to find it. So I'm gonna, let's see, edit, jump to chat. Yeah, I don't see it. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. It's going to be a big year for 2020. I'm going to redo some trainings, and it's going to be awesome. So I appreciate all your support, and I'm going to be trading tomorrow, and I'll be there when the market opens today. Of course, I always am. Okay, let's see. Dato, I see you have a question, but I don't see the chat box. Let's see. I'm going to unmute you if I can. Okay. For some reason, I can't get the chat box to go, but Thato, feel free to shoot me a message in Telegram. I'll answer whatever question you have. Okay, cool. I asked to start video, but yeah, just shoot me a question in Telegram, dude, and I'll get you set up. So that being said, everybody, have an awesome Christmas. Happy holidays. Spend some time with your family, and let's get ready for 2020. So thanks for hopping on. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the VIP chat room. Adios. Peace.